Hello and welcome to Design by Hannah Oxberry, an amazing special in honour of polymer clay. Today we're going to be learning some amazing techniques, introducing glitter and texture into your designs. So Hannah's with me in the studio today and we're going to bring you 3 incredible offers, and then we're going to be going over and speaking to the expert herself and getting hot tips of how to work with the polymer clay. Hello Hannah.
Hello Charlie.
How are you?
Yeah, well thank you. Glad to be here. Always enjoy being on the show.
Good, and lovely to have you. Thank you so much for doing this special. So I touched on there briefly that we're going to be working with texture and glitter.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they're 2 really important elements of polymer clay, aren't they?
They are. For me especially, I love designing pieces that are full of life and full of colour. And texture and glitter especially are 2 ways of bringing that out perfectly.
Wonderful, wonderful. I can't wait actually, because I've been dying to learn how to do this, and it will be my first time working with Hannah, so even better. The first offer that I'm going to bring you today is an amazing opportunity to get various different components that are going to make your life a lot easier when it comes to polymer clay. And we're kicking it off with various different elements that have been all bundled together to give you a bit of a super saver offer. So the first component that we're looking at today is the polymer clay itself. Now we do lots of different colours of polymer clay here at Jewellery Maker, but this colour is absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We are bringing you a 57-gram packet of the pearl polymer clay. So not only is the colour of a pearl classic and classy and so versatile, when it comes to polymer clay, you know, that sort of replicated colour of the pearl is here for you to see that shimmering silver quality, and it almost looks like there's sort of a sparkle within the clay. It's really beautiful. So you've got full instructions of how to bake that on the back there with temperatures, and that's your 57-gram pack of the pearl. We're also going to give you some beautiful findings. Now I'm going to get some out of the packet to show you. I think this is going to go magnificently with the pearl polymer clay, because if you love sparkle, then this is the one for you. I call these miniature disco balls. I don't know whether that's the official name. In fact, I don't think it is. I think it's faceted balls, but there we are, faceted beads. They're absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? Now, you get 40 in a pack. They're 4mm in size, and they have faceting going all the way around the miniature balls there. So they can be used as spaces in your polymer clay designs. You know, if you're making necklaces or earrings or bracelets, as well as a polymer clay design, you want those beautiful little spaces that are going to finish it off magnificently. And you've got 40 in a pack there, 4mm faceted rounds. Something else that is an absolute essential is your eye pins. We would be lost without our eye pins, and you've got a nice bit of length on here as well, so if you don't want to use a full length you can just snip them in half, but of course you can get a lot of gemstones on that particular length there. We are looking at 50mm in length. That's one of the longest eye pins that we do. There's 20 in a pack, and they're solid 925 sterling silver, okay? So, you know, that's a really amazing opportunity to get solid 925 sterling silver. Currently, with the price of sterling silver and with the predictions of how it's going to rise by the end of 2013, with the predictions that it's going to double, now very much is the time to get big super saver offers on your sterling silver. So we're also bringing you the glue pen. And I was chatting to Hannah briefly about the glue pen earlier, and you were saying this is an ideal tool to stick the glitter. Is it to stick the glitter to the polymer clay?
Yeah, it is. It's got a really precise applicator as well, meaning so once the glue starts flowing, you can get into really small places within your design and apply the glue there.
Ah, it's going to make your life a lot easier. Wonderful. We have bundled this all together to give you an amazing deal. And today, by bundling it all together, you get a £15 saving. So if you were to go and buy them all ordinarily, it would cost you a lot more. So buy them all together, kickstart your hobby with polymer clay, or top up on anything that you need with this bundle. £29.25. 0800 644 655. Buy online at www.jewellerymaker.com. You have got 40 faceted beads. You've got the cement super glue there. You've got the pearl polymer clay, and of course you've got your eye pins as well. KMGC14 is your item code, 29.25, and don't forget you've got your 30-day money back guarantee. So if you change your mind for whatever reason, you've got 30 days to return it to us if you need to, and 1 postage and packaging. So if you want to buy more than 1 item in this special with the polymer clay, please do, because you've got only 1 P&P. £29.25. Wonderful. We've got another little bundle to bring you called Think Pink, and my goodness me, I can't believe the number of colours that you can get with polymer clay, but I have to let you in on a little secret. I love this colour. I absolutely love this colour. And Hannah talked about incorporating wonderful colour into her designs, and I think she might love this colour as well. Look at this. This is your brightest neon pink. Gorgeous. It is a lovely candy pink, isn't it? 57 grams of your bright neon pink polymer clay in the design by Hannah Oxberry, Think Pink. Cute little name there, isn't it? And it's named Candy Pink. It's absolutely wonderful, isn't it? We're also going to be bringing, a bit of sparkle. Well chosen, Hannah, because there's something so wonderful, isn't there, about black and pink together. Now, you've got a lot of black sparkle in here. Can you see that? Absolutely beautiful. This is going to last you such a long time. Such a long time. How many grams is this? 15 grams of the black glitter, and it comes in this very, very handy, well-sealed little jar as well. So if you're on the move, on your travels, very handy. We're also going to include the super glue pen, which allows you to do that fine detailing, as Hannah said. And then, of course, we're going to include the eye pins as well. So that's genuine 95 sterling silver, 20 eye pins with a 50mm length, all bundled together. And we are going to bring you an amazing super saver offer today. Do you know, I don't think I have seen deals like this on polymer clay for quite some time. This is extraordinary. Your price coming in is £14.95 only. 0800 644 655. I cannot wait to see what Hannah has done with this. Don't forget, demonstrations coming up in just a few moments. EJG C35, less than £15. That's for your 15-gram jar of black glitter, your candy pink polymer clay, your 20 eye pins, and of course your Hypo Cement super glue as well. Essential things when working with your polymer clay. And don't forget, you've got your 30-day money-back guarantee. It's free to get on the phone lines, and our UK-based call centre are ready and waiting to take your calls. If you've got any questions, please do ask them. And they're a wonderful call team, aren't they?
Yeah, really friendly. And the great thing about our call centre is a lot of the staff actually make jewellery themselves.
I know, they're jewellery maker fanatics, aren't they?
They are all over in the call centre.
So don't natter away to them too long, because you might miss a demo. So there we are, £14.95. And well done if you are there, and lovely to meet you if you're joining us for the very first time. I've got one additional opportunity coming up. £14.95, I'll leave that with you. Congratulations. I love that pink, don't you? Well done. We've got the essential toolkit when it comes to polymer clay. Now, there are certain things that I think it's fair to say, Hannah, we'd be lost without, wouldn't we?
Absolutely, yes, that's very true.
And are we going to start? Is it all together? Oh, well. This is a bundle that Hannah's put together. Hannah, I'm assuming the idea behind this is just to give you the essential things that you're going to need.
Absolutely. It's the essential items that you just need, you can get started, and then they're always yours.
Yes.
And you're going to find them invaluable. The clay rolling machine, for starters, I wouldn't be without. It's so precise and gives such a good finish to your clay. It's really, really highly recommended.
Absolutely. And, you know, going a little bit further into what Hannah was just saying there, this is your clay roller machine. A little bit like a spaghetti roller. And very, very, very easy to use. You just put the handle in the side like so. You've got on the large on the larger knob on the side here, you've got all these different numbers which allow you to adjust the thickness of the polymer clay that you're going to be rolling out. And of course, you've got the clamp which allows you to attach it to the table so it's not wiggling around when you're rolling out your polymer clay. You can roll your polymer clay out with a little rolling pin, but oh my goodness me, if you want to mix colours together, if you want to save time, this is the one to get. Let you in a little secret. These can cost online up to £40. I'm not going to be bringing you a price like that at all today. So this is one of the essentials that we would recommend. You're also going to need your bead baking pack as well. Now, I really would not recommend using your everyday baking tray at home, you know, because you might have a little bit of grease from food there from previously when you're cooking. This is what you need for your polymer clay. So this is the bead baking rack. It's got the bead baking tray, which is stainless steel. It gives you the acrylic sheet, and also the pack of beading needles. Now the needles, Hannah, are essential in what aspect of the baking?
They're used for two purposes. First off, to make holes in your designs, which would sound obvious, but it's a great application use for them. But also, when you're baking the clay, what you actually need to do is ensure that no clay is touching whilst it's baking, otherwise it will stick together. Yep. The bead baking rack allows you to pop all your beads onto the pins. Yes. slot them into the little areas on the baking tray, and they bake without touching one another. And
it's that special angle, isn't it? I think it's a 45-degree angle that allows them not to touch. So wonderful. This will set you for life. This is everything you need. A few other things that we'd recommend, talking about texture, and this is something that we've never been able to bring you before on air on its own. So this is the first time ever. Absolutely gorgeous. This allows you to add depth and texture and the most beautiful, beautiful designs to your jewellery. And there's 2 different stamps that you get in the pack. Let me just take it out for you. You get almost like a zebra print and this beautiful print on the side there. And it's fantastic, isn't it? It's called Walk on the Wild Side, and I knew Hannah Oxberry would choose something like that, absolutely. And Hannah, you can reuse these, can't you? You can give them a wash, they're very hard wearing.
Yeah, definitely. They're actually designed by Natalia Coleman, who's our silver clay expert. So they've been designed by a jewellery maker for jewellery making purposes, and I don't think you can get better than that when it comes to tools.
Well said, couldn't say it better myself. And then finally, we've got the cutters. Now, I think we are one of few places that bring you the teeny tiny sizes when it comes to the cutters for the different shapes. Now, once you've rolled out your polymer clay, you want to create lots of different shapes. Sorry, everybody, just getting these all out of the box. And we have got the most incredible variation of shapes. So we've got the hearts, we've got the circles, we've got the flowers, we've got the drops, and we've got the stars. They are lovely, aren't they? They go right down to those teeny tiny little shapes. We're going to bring in the price now for everything that you're seeing here. New today, first time that you've been able to get the stamps by Natalia, and you're getting it for $34.95. Do you know, I have seen prices online higher than that just for the clay roller.
It's so true.
Hannah, that is an amazing bundle. Thank you very much indeed. This is the one-stop shop for everything that you need for your polymer clay. Walk on the Wild Side texture set, clay rolling machine, polymer clay, baking tray, and your 25-piece cutter set, $34.95 on 0800 644 655. Hannah, thank you so much. 3 wonderful bundles.
Yeah, really good fun.
And now we get to hear from the expert herself.
Yeah, well, what we're going to create today is basically, I wanted something that was really, really quick, really, really simple, but also something you can personalise to make your own.
Wonderful.
I'm working with the hot pink pack, so the pink pack with the black glitter, and just simply using it in a way, and you can see from the jewellery I've made in a little while, there are so many ways, so many applications to this particular bundle. So we start by warming the clay. Now obviously it's very, very warm in the studio under the studio lights, so it's already quite conditioned nicely. If at home you were having trouble, like a crumbly clay, anything like that, it sounds a bit bizarre, but you can sit on the pack to warm it up, or just sort of hold it in your hands for a little while.
I've heard people saying they put it in their jean back pocket, you know, before they start making it.
And it does, it's true. It does make it a lot easier to work with.
Okay.
So what we've done is we've got a little sausage of the clay. We're going to pop that through our pasta machine on setting 1. Now we're using setting 1 because I want a really, really thick piece of clay which to imprint the patterns onto. So we just roll that through. And you see it starts coming out in lovely nice sheets. To condition it properly, see a few edges there just splitting along the side, we have to keep putting it back through the rolling machine. You've got to remember when making this clay, put the folded edge into the pasta machine each time. That ensures you don't get any air bubbles in your clay as you're using it. So go through a couple of times. Now say you've got a long piece like this and that you actually want more of a square piece. Keep turning it. So fold it lengthways and back through the pasta machine. And you can just keep folding.
And this is where the clay roller is just, I mean, it's such a handy tool to have, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, imagine trying to condition the clay by hand would take forever. And you're never going to get a surface that is level if you're rolling by hand. Put that through just once more, just to even it up. You can push it right to the sides to get an edge to your clay. And there we are. See, that's given a nice finish, nice flat finish to your clay. Now it's really great using the bright pink because that shows up so well against the white of the tile. I'm working on a tile because it's easier to mould the clay on, easier to move the clay, and also once you've done, you can simply pick the tile up and put that straight in your oven for cooking. Taking one of the textured stamps, in this case I'm using the zebra print, pop it on to your polymer clay and really push down hard. Now it takes a little while. You can feel the clay just sort of moving underneath the texture stamp, but you want to ensure you're really being quite forceful with it, making sure the pattern is transferred. If you were working with a thinner piece of clay, you can actually put the stamp and the clay through the roller, and that gives you a really nice defined finish. But because I want a thick piece of clay, the two won't fit through.
Okay.
And what you can do, holding the texture stamp in place, you can lift an edge just to check that the pattern has been imprinted on the clay. It's not quite as deep as what I wanted, so I can pop it back on, knowing it's gone back into the same place, and carry on.
Would you ever recommend using like a rolling pin over, or would that move the texture?
Yeah, you can do, but what it would do will almost smudge the texture and draw it.
So always better to use
fingertips and hands. And also in that sense, you can feel where the clay is going. You get a good idea that way. Okay, let's just check that side. Yeah, we've already got some glitter on there from my last use, but there we go. Peel that off nicely.
That is a fabulous stamp, isn't it?
And you see that's given a really, really great deep texture to it as well. Now what we can do at this stage is start cutting out in any of the shapes using the shape cutters from the earlier bundle. But I'm just going to simply use a big circular disc pattern. I'm not going to be too picky about where I put it in the clay. I'm just going to choose an area and push down. Again, making sure you push down all the way around to ensure the cutter has cut through the thick clay. We can then remove the excess, like so. And again, this is never going to be thrown away, scrap clay. You can use this, put it back through the roller, recondition it, restamp it.
You never have to waste anything,
Never waste anything. Or you can save it up. I have a big, big box of scrap clay that you can then make scrap kaleidoscope canes from, which I think Debbie's shown on one of the tutorials online anyway. And that way, you're always making use of the pieces. So we gently lift the cutter away.
Wonderful.
To find it's a perfect circle. Now you might think, okay, what are we going to do with this? Well, there's several things we can do. You can either put holes top and bottom and create like a tassel pendant design, or in the cases as I've used it, I've taken the eye pins and simply trimmed them down, leaving about 1.5 centimetres away from the eye. Snip those down. Again, keep the excess because you can use that in your clay patterns or make another eye on it and use it for another purpose. And what we're going to do is gently slip the eye pin into the clay because it's still soft at the moment.
Okay.
And it should work, fingers crossed. You almost want to slide it in and slightly lift it off the tile. So instead of going across the back of the clay, it's slightly into the clay itself. So I'm lifting and pushing so that it embeds into the clay.
Expertly done there, Hannah.
There we go, it actually worked. If you do slip, don't worry. All that will happen, the eye pin will come through the surface of the clay. It's not a problem. Recondition it, put it back through the pasta machine and start over.
That's the beauty, I think, about polymer clay, isn't it? If you do make a mistake, then you can just reuse it.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
What we will do now is obviously make a few more patterns. If you want to make a whole suite of jewellery, use all those cutters. You can then lift it off the tile using your knife, and put it on your baking tray as in the bundle, or simply put your whole tile into your oven.
Okay.
Now when it comes to baking clay, I think you do have to experiment a little bit.
Okay.
When it's your first go, don't put all your lovely pieces you've just made and you're very proud of straight in the oven, because 9 times out of 10 it will all go wrong and you'll be very
have a test run. Have a test run.
Many ovens cook at different temperatures and have cold and hot spots within the oven themselves.
Okay.
So something like this, for example, in my oven, I would put this in on 120 for say 15 minutes. I'd then take the pieces out, check them, and quite often find that it will need to be baked more. But what I do to strengthen the clay is I let it cool, completely cool, and then start the process over. It can go back in the oven for 120 minutes. 120 minutes, that'd be an awful long time. 120 degrees for 15 minutes.
Might sound a bit daft, but is it okay to open the oven as you're cooking it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not going to cause
not like
any issues.
baking a cake or anything like that.
It's not going to fire. It's not going to fall. It's not going to sink. It's not going to ruin your clay. And you can bake it as many times as you want.
Okay.
What I would say when you're working with perhaps the lighter colours, for example, check those more often because, like anything, you can overcook this and you can burn them.
Okay.
And also, if you're working with stronger colours, always clean your pasta machine, clean your tools in between because you don't want any colour transfer.
Okay.
So let's say we've baked this piece, it's out of our oven, and it's now solid. I'm going to slip a piece of white paper just below my finished piece. Here's what I made earlier, as I say. And you see we've got the eye pin in place and the texture all nicely done. And it's nice and hard, ready to work with. What we're going to do is take our glue, and you probably want to do this in a more ventilated area. Simply because it's quite a strong smell to the glue.
Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing this because I haven't seen this demo before.
Literally, all we do, squeezing the glue gently, is almost draw. So we're following all the impressions, all the dents, all the textured areas, and drawing the glue along. Just following it all very neatly, trying not to let the glue slip over the edge because you want that defined edge between the pink areas of the polymer clay.
Well, the little sort of nozzly pen on the bottom, that makes your life so much easier, doesn't it?
Yeah,
compared to normal glue.
Exactly, it's not sort of just going anywhere, it's going exactly where I want it to. And take your time with this. I mean, it doesn't cure that quickly. You will have enough time to do a surface of this sort of size. And we're just following all of the indentations there, right into the very small areas. You see, I've got no problem getting in there with the glue.
Should it be a thin application layer?
Yeah, you don't want to go too mad because obviously the more you put on, the more time it takes to cure.
Okay.
But we're just filling in all those pieces there. And all the way around.
Fantastic. Looks very, very easy to do that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's the sort of thing you can perhaps set people making. If you've got friends that you're trying to encourage to make, you could make them all these blanks and then let them create their own ideas. Now, to save any glue wastage, what we're going to do is just pop the lid back on, if I can see to get it back on.
Do you do specs, Ham?
I do, I think. Oh no, I'll leave that to one side. We could be here forever. Okay, now's the fun part. I always really, really enjoy this.
Yes, the glitter, love this bit.
It's the glitter. Now, I've made all of the pieces to the side with this one pot of glitter, and I've not even touched the amount of glitter in here. What we're going to do is simply shake the glitter pot over the entire pendant. Now, it's really important to shake as you go. That way, as the glitter falls, it's working with gravity and actually sitting in place into all the cracks and all the crevices. So obviously, we've just got to let that cure. So it's not the most interesting bit in the world. We can have a little chat. We can perhaps plan our next stage of making.
How do you know when it's set, though?
It takes about 5 to 10 minutes, but obviously we're not going to have time to show that on screen today. It should be able to see a little bit.
Oh, look at that. And this is what we're working towards. And I'm assuming once it's dry, you just shimmy it all off, as it were.
Yeah, we can give it a go. It's obviously a lot hotter in here with the studio lights, so it should hopefully cure. Gently lift and tip. And it's almost like those glitter paintings you used to make as a child. And then as you tap, it takes a little while to get all the glitter out. And obviously if it was completely dry, what you can then do is use a brush and just get rid of all that excess.
Fantastic.
I'm just going to give that a little tap on the back. Now you can see that's still a little bit wet.
You could get a little cotton bud, couldn't you, when it's completely dry?
Yeah. And obviously when it's completely dry, because the great thing about this glitter is it's anti-static. So actually when the glue is completely dry and you lift and tip, the glitter should all come off. You'll have to do little areas where it's stuck to a little bit where you don't want it. But this is very, very ultra-fine glitter. It's a lot of the pieces that we design here are exclusive to us. We work with a very nice glitter company. And so this is the kind of glitter you can put in your jewel enamel, you can put in your resin, you can mix with your polymer clay, and it won't sink.
Okay.
Because it's so fine, it will stay on the surface.
That's beautiful. Look at that heart there. Really, really nice. And of course, at home, you're going to have a lot more time to be able to wait for the glue to dry, you know, and obviously just we're showing you for demonstration purposes. And as you can see, these are some beautiful pieces that Hannah's made. So we've got the circular pendant with the matching bracelet. We've got the beautiful heart and heart earrings, and the black glitter just works superbly, doesn't it? Now all the details are on the screen there for £34.95, and don't forget, of course, it's a free phone number, and you've always got that safety net of knowing that you've got that 30-day money-back guarantee as well, which I think is really, really important, isn't it?
Absolutely. Once you've sort of mastered the glitter technique, you can actually then convert that into other designs. So you can see I've brushed off most of the excess there, and you've got a really lovely striking pendant.
Striking is the word,
earrings.
isn't it?
Definitely a very striking design. If we move over to the other pieces I've made using the different bundles. Now we've got the pearlescent bundle that I've literally placed and then squished little bits of the silver balls into, silver faceted beads. And that's almost like a lunar landscape, if you like.
Yes.
It's very, very there's a couple of jewellery designers out there that use that in precious metals, that kind of design.
Well, I've never seen that actually done in polymer clay.
No,
it's the first for me. I think it looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
But again, it's the same application that you would use with the glitter. You simply squish the little faceted beads into place and glue around them to set them once the piece has baked.
Okay.
And again, you can use different size beads or even gemstones. For instance, I have made a silver pendant.
Yes.
Using hematite and then little tiny silver beads as well, and literally following the pattern of the impression that the texture stamp has left.
So it's once you've put the, let's say for the silver beads, it's once you've put them in, then you put the glue around it.
Yeah, you put the glue around it just to set it in place.
Like a circular sealant, essentially.
Exactly right, yeah.
It's beautiful as well, because I think there's more and more of us wanting to incorporate texture into our designs, isn't there? And I think that's where polymer clay sort of comes into a league of its own. Look at that, I love that. Great choice on the pearl colour.
I really like the pearl colour. Debbie makes some fantastic flowers and things for brides and what have you, for hair combs out of that pearl colour. But don't forget, you're not limited just to those colours. You can mix them with whatever you want. If you want to give your pink a pearl shimmer, add a tiny piece of the pearlescent polymer clay to it, and you'll get a sheen to the pink as well.
And is that just a question of cutting two colours together and putting it through?
Yeah, over and over again, making it back into a sausage, rolling it back through the pasta machine over and over again until you're evenly blended throughout the whole piece of clay.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful, easy as that. Now, the details coming up now are for the silver lining, and that's £29.25. And that's the pearl polymer clay that we were just talking about there, the 40 silver faceted beads, the eye pins, and of course the super glue. And also we'll bring on the details for the beautiful pink. It's just got that wow factor, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's almost quite punk rock looking.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So there we are, you get your pink Candy Girl, I think it's called, Candy Girl polymer clay with the black glitter. Will black glitter, how long will that last you?
Oh, good. I mean, I've done how many pendants now and bracelets and what have you, lots and lots. And every time you use it, you then scoop back up the excess.
I was going to say, so is this where the piece of paper comes in handy?
Yeah, exactly. Taking your piece of paper, this is where I drop it everywhere. Just tap it and you see, because it's ultra fine and anti-static, it's already running into the middle of the sheet. And then...
no pressure.
Pour, there we go. Pour straight back into your glitter pot as well. You're not wasting any that way.
Expertly
done
there.
So we've almost got still a full pot of glitter to go.
Oh, wonderful, absolutely wonderful. That's £14.95. And I must stress that those eye pins are solid 95 sterling silver. And like Hannah said, if you snip the eye pins in half, then you can just create another eye and reuse them. Absolutely. Never waste anything when it comes to your jewellery making.
That's
what I say. £14.95 today on 0800 644 655. You'll get through to our UK-based call centre. They're ready and waiting to take your call. And of course, you can buy online. Check out our website. Yes, that's the right word. www.jewellerymaker.com. Pardon? Oh, right. Sorry, my producer was saying something to me there, but I didn't quite catch what he was saying, so I'll just move on from there. What other tips can you give us for polymer clay? Everyone should check out the website, perhaps our YouTube tutorials.
We've got plenty of YouTube tutorials. We have fantastic polymer clay DVDs with Debbie Balford as well. If you're looking to get started with polymer clay, I would definitely recommend them. That's what I use to get started with my polymer clay adventures.
And they're so easy to follow, aren't they, the DVDs?
You've got an hour's worth of tuition in your own front room that you can pause, rewind and play back at any time to learn your basic techniques.
Fantastic. They're about $4.95. They're available on our website today, and highly recommend the DVDs as well. And of course, check out our website. If there's any additional products that you'd like to add to your order, please have a look at the website at www.jewellerymaker.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Really enjoyed
myself. We hope to see you again.
Thank you.
And don't forget, you can get in touch with Hannah via Jewellery Maker if you've got any questions. But we look forward to seeing you again soon. Don't forget, you can have details up on the website as well. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
And we will see you again very soon for another Designed By. See you soon.